Green Tree Productions is proud to present Duncanville Weekly News. It's the good news just for the City of Champions, Duncanville, Texas. And now, here's your host, John Thompson.
Hello world, America, Texas, and Duncanville, and welcome to this edition of Duncanville Weekly News for the second week of October 2014. Glad you're logged on and watching. Well, on this show, we're going to show you some things that are coming up in Duncanville, and this coming Saturday is going to be a busy day. We'll show you why. Also, we're going to go to the Panthers Den and see the highlights of the Panthers game with Cedar Hill of last Friday night. And there's two annual events that are coming up that are very important to most of the people in Duncanville. And here's what they look like. The class of 2014 will be inducted the evening of October the 30th at the Performance Hall at DHS. This year's inductees will be Renee Southers Rogers, a DHS student in the 70s that was a leader for the first Pantherette State Championship and later coached in Duncanville. George Whitley, a 50s and 60s coach, athletic director, and administrator, and worked for Duncanville schools for over 40 years. Twin sisters Amy and Andy Sharon, Pantherettes in the 90s, from a family of basketball players and coaches, and have continued the tradition. Steve Martin, probably best known as the tournament director for the Sandra Meadows Classic for the past several years, but has been a supporter of most all DHS athletics for over 30 years. And Steve Gibraltar, the leader of the 1990 Duncanville State Championship baseball team, who was on base when the big hit came. Again, it's Thursday, October the 30th, and the inductees will also be introduced at halftime of the homecoming game with Grand Prairie the next evening. And, of course, you can see the highlights of the induction ceremonies after November the 4th right here on Duncanville Weekly News. It's going to be mostly a music review, a concert, and a live auction. It's on Saturday night, October the 25th at the Hilton Garden Inn, and is termed the Big City Music Review featuring Sean Mitchell. Doors open at 6, and the dinner and concert start at 7. At the concert intermission, there'll be a live auction with some real nice items. Individual tickets are $100. There are also raffle tickets for $10, and of course the traditional $100 big spender tickets with some great prizes, and you don't have to be present to win either. Of course, full tables for 8 are available at a price depending on your placement. This is the social event of the year in Duncanville, and it's Saturday, October the 25th at the Duncanville Hilton Garden Inn. Call Monica or Steve at the chamber at 972-780-4990 for all the details. Hope to see you there.
It's Texas. It's fall. It's high school football time in Duncanville. And the Panthers Den Show on Duncanville Weekly News with highlights of last week's Panther football game and a preview of this week's game. The Panthers Den Show is brought to us by James Memorial Chapel, the Pope Financial Group of Raymond James and Associates, by Leon Miller Commercial Properties on Main Street. Call Leon at 972-709-7181. Duncanville's 2 and soon to be 3 Subways, eats fresh. By the Wolverton Company, serving the Duncanville area's heating and air conditioning needs for 3 generations. Del Ward's Farmers Insurance Agency. By Ben Franklin Plumbing, if there's any delay, it's you we pay. Glow Family Dental, right here in Duncanville on Wheatland. Ambit Energy, give Don a call, you'll be glad you did. And by Ben Franklin Apothecary and Kitchens Deli, right in the middle of Main Street, celebrating 50 years in Duncanville.
State Farm Insurance and Jim McDonald. Like a good neighbor, State Farm and Jim are there.
And now, here's John with all the DHS football highlights.
Hello, Duncanville football fans, and welcome back to the Panthers Den Show. Well, last Friday night we had a little rain, and we had a little Cedar Hill come to town for the football game. The game was at 7:30. It was at Panther Stadium, and here's what happened. Panther basketball coach Corey Chisholm coaches State Senator Royce West on how to flip a coin as they wait for the pregame ceremonies to conclude. And I remind Ron White in what city district he resides for obvious reasons. The Cedar Hill Longhorns were here for the Pink Out game with the threat of some weather on the horizon. Captains Xavier and Stedman and Kyle Harper and Corey, along with Senator West, meet at midfield with the Cedar Hill captains. And unlike the last time, a couple of years ago that Royce was here, they actually let him toss the coin this time. And the Panthers won the toss and elected to receive. And on the kickoff, the Panthers almost had a disaster as the returners thought the ball was going to go out of bounds, but when it didn't, they had to hustle to cover at the 7. It's 3rd and 7 at the Panther 31, and Stedman completes to Xavier for 18 yards and a first down. But the Panthers had to punt, and the Longhorns took little time getting on the board with this pass to the Panther 41. Then a play later, this 37-yard run put the Longhorns on the board. The PAT was no good, so after 5 minutes, it's 6-0 Longhorns. After the ensuing Cedar Hill kickoff, the Panthers are 4th and 13, so Sam makes a 38-yard punt, but Aaron Barnes hits the receiver just a little early, and that cost the Panthers another 15 yards. But it could have cost them 115 because on the first play, the Longhorns complete a end-around pass for 49 yards to a wide-open receiver, and their big crowd likes that tricky play. The PAT is good. So it's 13-0. Cedar Hill with still over 5 minutes left in the first quarter. After a touchback on the ensuing kickoff, Stedman completes to Kevin for 9 yards. Then hits him again in the flat for 12 more. But Sam had to punt again, and the Panthers almost get a break as the receiver bobbles the ball. But it goes out of bounds before it could be recovered. This 40-yard play late in the first quarter finally stopped by Aaron. Put the Longhorns in business again. And this TD saving tackle by E.J. Prather made it 4th and goal at the 8 to end the first quarter with the Longhorns leading 13-0. The first play of the second quarter was a 26-yard field goal attempt by the Longhorns. That's good. So now 2 seconds into the second quarter, it's 16-0 Cedar Hill. After a touchback kickoff, a new but returning quarterback for the Panthers, Michael Myers, is in. And he finds Kevin for 54 yards to the Cedar Hill 18. But 3 plays later, it's 4th and 2. So Eric comes in and pops a 26-yard field goal to make it 16-3. Cedar Hill with a minute and a half gone in the second quarter. Eric kicked it out of bounds on the ensuing kickoff, and on 2nd and 7, the Longhorn quarterback squirts around his left side for 67 yards and the touchdown. And when the PAT is good, it's now 23-3 Longhorns, who took less than a minute to answer the Panther score. After a touchback kickoff, Mike rushes for 11. Then runs for 9 more. Then passes to Learius for 20. Then runs for 17 as the Panthers are rolling. From the 9, it's Mike to Xavier for the score. Back in that corner. Here's another look at it from the end zone. The PAT by Eric made it 23-10 Longhorns. Cedar Hill came right back with a routine drive, and at the Panther 27, this pass and run featuring a wicked block on DeAndre Jackson scored yet another TD. Let's take another look at that block. In the NFL, that guy would have been fined or suspended or both. The Cedar Hill chart said to go for 2 in this situation, so the running back pass to a quarterback converted to a receiver makes it 31-10 with just under 4 minutes left in the first half. After the Longhorn kickoff, the Panthers were moving it with Roosevelt picking up 12 yards and a first down. But they were forced to punt again, and Sam's kick hits a Cedar Hill player, and it's recovered by Aaron Barnes. And the Panthers are back in business. 3 straight Cedar Hill penalties put the Panthers at the Longhorn 3-yard line, and from there, it's Mike to Learius for the touchdown. And Eric's PAT is good to complete the first half with Cedar Hill leading 31-17.
Jane's Memorial Chapel is the only family-owned funeral home in Duncanville and is proud to offer caring and dedicated services from familiar friends. Rick Janes and his family, the owners of Jane's Memorial Chapel and Funeral Home, have served Duncanville area families in their time of loss since 1998. A beautiful and spacious chapel is offered, and Jane's serves all cemeteries. When it comes to finding people you can trust in a time of need, you can turn to Jane's Memorial Chapel. No one else knows families better. 811 South Cockrell Hill in Duncanville.
After both bands put on great performances, it's back to business as the Storm heads toward Panther Stadium. The Panther defense forced a punt, and it turned out to be a good one when Cedar Hill downs the ball inside the Panther 10-yard line. The Panthers had to punt back, and for Sam, it wasn't his best. The Longhorns took very few plays to score again, including this 26-yard end-around play. Then the Longhorn quarterback misplays the snap, but recovers and finds a receiver in the end zone for the score. And the PAT made it 38-17 with a Grand Prairie baseball time clock, 7:55 left in the third quarter. After the Cedar Hill kickoff, Stedman returns to quarterback and completes a pass to Elijah Gates for 23 yards. And it's 4th and 10 at the Cedar Hill 31, and the Panthers line up for a field goal with Kevin holding and Eric to kick. But Trey lines up to block and takes the pitch from Kevin and passes to Arias for the touchdown in one of the most perfect fake field goals ever executed by anybody. Eric's PAT is good. So with just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter, it's 38-24 Longhorns. Cedar Hill took the rest of the quarter, and on this play, got to the Panther 1 just as the third quarter is ending. And then on the first play of the fourth quarter, this snap pass completed the drive, and the PAT made it 45-24. Cedar Hill, 2 seconds into the fourth quarter. After the kickoff, Stedman to Xavier for 8. However, it came back to Sam to punt again, and this time he hits a good one. 53 yards and no return. Down by James Roberts. The Longhorns moved it down and missed a field goal, and then with 5 minutes left, and when the Panthers got it back, this pass, interference call, and then this pass from Stedman to Xavier. Then, after a Stedman 9-yard run, it put the ball at the Cedar Hill 2-yard line for a 1st and goal, and from there, Stedman, with a good block from Reggie Qualls, punches it in, but he took a lick. Eric was good on the PAT as the rain starts to hit. So with the storm hitting, it's 45-31 Cedar Hill. Most of the crowd, including the bands, vacated the stadium 30 minutes ago. But Danny Noah of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes was ready to present the Longhorns with this year's trophy, but they left. Each show, we have a play of the week. And in the Cedar Hill game last Friday night, it happened late, I mean real late, in the third quarter when the Panthers were set for a field goal when the best fake ever was executed. And Trey lined up as a blocker, but he took the holder Kevin's pitch and threw to Eli for a touchdown, and that's why it's the play of the week.
The play of the week is brought to us by the Pope Financial Group of Raymond James and Associates. See John or Don or Todd, 222 East Whitten Road, or call 972-780-0533 for your investment needs.
Also, we have a hit of the week, and in the Cedar Hill game, it happened late in the first quarter when the Longhorns were threatening again, but Zacharias made this smashing stop in the backfield, which forced the Longhorns to settle for a field goal, and that's why it's the hit of the week.
The hit of the week is sponsored by Subway of Duncanville. Eat fresh at Cedar Ridge and Center Street, or Highway 67 and Main Street.
This month, the specials are the 5-foot-long meatball marinara, And the $3 special is 6-inch black forest ham. Duncanville's newest Subway on Camp Wisdom Road, next to Kroger, will open October 29th.
So now we're 3 weeks deep into District 8 6A play, and here's the standings. Remembering that a team each week has a bye in District 8 6A. South Grand Prairie hasn't had a bye yet, and they're 3-0. DeSoto and Cedar Hill, the expected leaders at the end, are 2-0. The Panthers and Mansfield are both 1-2, and Midlothian and Grand Prairie are yet to hit the winners column.
The District 8 6A standings are brought to you by the Dale Ward Farmers Insurance Agency, serving the Duncanville area for over 20 years. For all your insurance needs, call Dale at 972-293-0204.
This week, the Panthers travel down to Midlothian to play the Panthers. It's going to be the Panthers versus the Panthers. The Midlothian team, as you can see, has not won many games and is winless in district so far. The game will be at 7:30 at Midlothian's Performance Stadium. Hope to see you there. As we close, this coming Saturday is going to be real busy in Duncanville, and we'll show you why. And as we close, let's see more sights and sounds from the City of Champions, and we'll see you October 21st.
What's he always running around for?
I don't know. Maybe something wrong with him. Maybe he needs to see a real
He
pharmacist.
probably does. That's what he needs.
Maybe we should just let him put on a 5K race in honor of our 50th anniversary celebration this fall.
That'd be a good idea.
Yep, that's right. Ben Franklin Apothecary is hosting the Heart of Duncanville 5K Run and Walk, benefiting the Duncanville ISD Education Foundation on October 18th as a kickoff for our 50th anniversary celebration weekend. Registration is available online at www.benfranklinrx.com/race, or you can register in person at our store. Post-race activities include an antique car show, bounce houses, food, fun, and a concert by Duncanville native and American Idol Top 10 finalist Tim Urban. Come out to support the Education Foundation and celebrate Ben Franklin's 50th anniversary.
Hey Casey, can you run this pharmacy delivery out for me? Thank you very much. That boy is a running fool.
Then, after the 5K, check out the booths and buy some stuff at Duncan Switch, which is also the third Saturday of every month. Then, the second annual America Festival of Hope will draw us together at Armstrong Park. There'll be vendor booths, food, music, and more. This event is to raise money for the Duncanville Outreach Ministry. There'll be $1 and $10 raffles that will be held for some great prizes. Please bring non-perishable food donations. It's at Armstrong Park this Saturday, October the 18th. Entertainment starts at 6 at the Pohobden Amphitheater.
Our past winners over the last 6 years. Therefore, there's no need to introduction. So, race fans, let's get ready to rumble. Medics, trainers, please stand by, and fans, no wagering. Race is ready. On your mark, get set. And the winner
Cameras are rolling, please. Duncanville has 11 drops.